Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell. We catch up with softball's Natalie Poole. And Coach, it's hard to believe season racing along this year's, I guess, things, even though last year they were kind of back to normal. Seasons move along a little bit quicker the further and further we move away from that crazy 2020 season.
Yeah, it's funny because it just doesn't seem like it's been that long, and we're getting down to the back end of this season, and it's just flown. So, the days just keep passing us by. We only are getting, maybe one practice day a week, two if we're lucky. And so just really trying to make the most of it as we get here to the backside of this.
Trying to kind of get things turned around, get that momentum headed toward the conference tournament. You played Tulsa over the weekend. You took one game of that series, but you look at that series, the two losses were by one run, and those one-run games, as they are to a lot of softball, baseball type teams, you take a look at other sports and they call them one-possession games. Those really end up being the difference at the end of the year.
They do. We took a look at our schedule yesterday, and we're just kind of walking through some things and noticed that about 13 or 14 of our games have been lost by one run. And so I definitely feel like we're in it to compete, and we're in it. We're close. We're closer than we were last year when it comes to fight and having an opportunity to take the control of the game. But we're just missing that mark at times. And so I try to remind them a little bit about that we are close, and to not be discouraged, that we're in it, and, to keep finding ways to fight. And whether that's, hey, we got to jump to an early lead so that we have something to hang on to rather than having to come from behind.
How does that weigh on a team? I guess it can go either way. Number one, they can either, take the half glass full and know that you're right there, and one more hit, one more out in the ball game can make the difference. But also a lot one run games, I've seen it before, can kind of beat down on a team too.
Yeah, I would say losses in general can beat down on a team,
Yeah.
But I will say that, when you feel like you have a chance and you are in a game, there's a lot more probably to be proud of the things that you do during the game. When we're out of the game, whenever we're not pitching well or we're not playing great defense and we find ourselves at a pretty hefty deficit, to me, that's where that can be a lot more discouraging, because then you feel like, my gosh, we're so far away from where we need to be. And instead, it's not that, it's that we're close, but what are some things that we need to do to cross over and to do better? And it's easier to kind of pinpoint those things, and it seems easier to attain in their minds.
One of the highlight players for you this year, and she does it again, Gracie Morton gets back on the honor roll for a fourth time this season.
Really, honestly, just so proud of her. She's always had just great work ethic, and wants to win, wants to play hard, and has a lot of passion and commitment. She does things right. And for me, I'm really proud of her to have seen that payoff when it comes to the offensive side. And I think that one of the things that's just kind of helped her cross over is of not just swinging, but she's also doing some short game and some slapping. And so she's a left-handed swinger who can do a little slapping and bunting. And so adding that, where she's always practiced it, just hasn't utilized it quite as much. I think maybe just didn't trust it as much. Yeah. And I think now she's reaping the benefits of that. And so a lot of what she's doing, like her averages after these weeks where she's hitting 600 on the week, 600 on the week, 600 on the week, it comes from some of her versatility at the plate.
Coach, a couple of weeks left now in the regular season. You got Wichita State coming up. I know they're always tough. What do you see out of the Shockers this year?
A really good offense. I think that their pitching is going to be okay. I think it's going to be very average to what we're seeing. However, I do think their offense is just what's impressive. They out-hit people, outscore people. That's what they do. They're averaging at least 2 home runs a game. And that's kind of what they do. They're a power hitting team. So for us, our goal has got to be to keep the ball in the yard, just to give ourselves chances, because our outfielders have good arms. We've thrown out quite a few people at the plate and at other bases who've tried to advance on us. I believe in our abilities to do that, but we just have to keep the ball in the yard. The hard thing about playing at Wichita is that the wind blows out left field, and it blows at 25 miles an hour. I think on Friday, that's what we're going to be dealing with. And so it makes it tough. We just have to be tougher, but we do know what we're up against, and our goal is to again be in it, so that way we can compete. I think that we should be able to hit the ball there, and so we just got to be in the ball game.
All right, Coach, as always, we appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Natalie Poole, I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tigers Network.